Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review. This movie is a horror science fiction film from the United States, English language, released in the year 2017, directed by Daniel Espinosa, and this film is called Life. So Life is set in space. You've got 6 astronauts who are conducting experiments on this life form that they've found on Mars, which has captivated the world. Everyone back home is watching these experiments through a live feed. The astronauts are telling them what they think, that this is going to shape the history of mankind, and the world is never going to be the same again. But unfortunately, this exciting discovery is going to turn into a terrifying discovery when they realise that maybe this life form is in fact hostile, and that if it gets back to Earth, it could do a lot of damage. So these 6 astronauts have to work together in order to try and get rid of this life form, otherwise risk never seeing their loved ones again. So whether or not that is the case and what they do is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going for my synopsis. Now, my thoughts on Life. This movie definitely possesses the same intensity of science fiction films that have come before it. Now, obviously, the biggest comparison I can make with Life is Alien, in that you've got these people who are dealing with a very foreign life form, and the ramifications that can bring about as a result of playing God. And unfortunately, with mankind, we think that we know everything and that we want to delve with everything, and the ramifications that basically sticking your nose in stuff that you don't understand and the grave consequences that can bring. And so that is a very thought-provoking and very telling sort of underlying sort of subject matter that this movie has. But it does, as I said, has that same intensity of horror films such as Alien, in that you've got these people who are stuck in a very claustrophobic environment. It's a movie that makes you feel very, very nervous. And watching this movie, I was very anxious from start to finish, is because you know that this life form shouldn't be dealt with the way that they're doing it, and that they think that they know something that is very exciting, the discovery. But when that discovery goes haywire, you feel, okay, these people have to fight for themselves. It's every man for himself, is because help is so far away. They can't basically call for them and someone will come and save the day. It's basically them. They're the only line between a foreign entity and the foreign entity basically ruining Earth. And so you feel that they're the superheroes stuck in a very realistic situation. And so that's what you get in Alien. And I think this is what the movie does very well. It gives you that claustrophobic sense of dread. I thought that the set pieces, the suspenseful set pieces, were absolutely phenomenal. I was on the edge of my seat. My heart was pumping quite a few times, which is something that is very rare in film these days. And I think the reason is because it does steer clear of bloodshed. It's more about that overall presence, that overwhelming sense, okay, this thing is with us, and this thing might be a lot smarter than we first anticipate. And basically, the reason why I like movies like this is because it's dealing with the wonders of space and the curiosity of space, and basically our need to know about space is basically playing on these people's minds. And I think that really does play with the viewer as well, and that you can't really disconnect yourself from this situation that these guys are facing, is because maybe these life forms do exist, and that you can't really say, okay, this is make-believe. And that, so the curiosity really creates a lot of interest in Life, especially, and movies that have come before it. And so I think that that's the main reason why I really connect to these films, is because you want to know what's out there, and it's giving you sort of an indication. Although it's a movie, you never know if this is far from the truth. And so another reason why Life works so well, not only does it have absolutely phenomenal cinematography, it has absolutely fantastic soundtrack, and the ending is absolutely phenomenal. But what really got to me is how beautiful this film is, how beautiful and how scary it is at the same time. Not only do you have the wonders of their overall surroundings, but it's a beautiful story in the characters, and you feel as though these characters are people that you could really connect to, is because they're realistic. You've got Ryan Reynolds, who usually plays an exaggerated, arrogant twat, such as, Blade 3 Trinity. I thought his character was typical of Ryan Reynolds. He seems to play that character very well, and I was worried that he was going to play that same sort of guy, and he does to some extent, but it's really it's weighed down a lot. It's not as exaggerated, so you feel, okay, this guy's a smartass, but he does have a lovable side to him. And that's the case with all these characters, is that you feel as though they're good people, and that creates a lot more stress when the bad things are happening. I thought the best character of the film was Jake Gyllenhaal. Now, he appeared to be running away from something on Earth. He says that he feels more connected in the foreign land, and so you think to yourself, what happened to this guy? What is he all about? And it doesn't give you an insight into his character, but you get that sense of curiosity. And the whole film has that curiosity, and the curiosity is what prevents this film from being boring, is because it had a lot of elements and a lot of minor details that have really gone into depth, but not enough depth to really make it a cut and dry film. It has enough curiosity there to keep you wanting to know more and to keep you watching until the very end. So there are some exchanges here between these characters, as I said, that is very beautiful. And it's not only a movie about horror, it's also a movie, as I said, about playing God, but it's also a movie about the grave consequences of being lonely, being away from your family for so long, and the devastating effects that that can have on someone's mentality. In that you got these people, especially one Japanese character who's talking to his wife, and his young daughter has just been born, so he missed that. And so whether it's going out in space or whether it's going to war, leaving your family behind, how lonely that existence can be. And so when you got that lonely existence from this Japanese character, when he interacts with his friends, you feel as though it's a close-knit family, and you yourself feel like you're part of the family. So when this life form takes place, you feel as though, okay, I'm getting really scared here. And that's the reason why I think it's such an anxious sort of film, is because you actually want these characters to get out of it. And the horror set pieces were absolutely fantastically well done. There were some moments that I thought were absolutely unbearable, and that is what I really liked. And to cap it off, as I said, an absolutely phenomenal ending that I didn't see coming. I thought it was going to go down a standard Hollywood style of ending, but it doesn't do that, thankfully, and I thought it really made the film. And so not only do you have a film to really connect to, but you've also got a film to really enjoy in the vein of Alien, where you've got this life form that is creating havoc, and you've got a lot at stake, and you feel as though you could lose a lot if these characters were killed. So that's everything you want from a movie like this, and as a result of that, I'm going to give Life 4 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.